Welcome to Genki 1, Lesson 9, Grammar Point 4. This is how to use kara to explain a reason or a situation in the middle of a sentence. So remember back in Lesson 5 at Grammar Point 5, we learned how to use a kara phrase or a kara sentence following a sentence that explained a situation to give a reason for that situation. Give an example here. 朝ごはんを食べなかった。忙しかったから. When we translate this into English, it becomes I didn't eat breakfast because I was busy. So this kara in English turns into this because. As is often the case with phrases in Japanese, it is possible to shift their location in the sentence. In this case, we can front load that reason or explanation and follow it with the result, which is what we often do in English. So if we flip these phrases and turn it into 忙しかったから朝ごはんを食べなかった. When we translate this sentence into English, we have to be careful not to translate kara as because. We need to translate kara into so or therefore in order for the sentence to make sense. 忙しかったから朝ごはんを食べなかった. I was busy, so I didn't eat breakfast. If we tried to put kara here, it would sound strange. I was busy because I didn't eat breakfast. Doesn't really make sense. So it's important to remember that when we use kara mid-sentence, when we turn it into English, remember not to automatically think kara equals because, but think about its position and realize that mid-sentence, it's more effective to translate it as so or therefore or resultingly, whatever is easiest for you to remember. Another thing to keep in mind when we are making these types of sentences is consistency of tone, consistency of formality. So which form do we use for the first phrase and the second phrase? We can use either short or long forms in either phrase, and it works in most combinations. However, the combination that does not work is to use a long form in the first phrase and a casual form in the second phrase. So, for example, going back to the previous example, if we are speaking casually, 忙しかったから朝ごはんを食べなかった. I was busy, so I didn't eat breakfast. If we want to speak more formally, we can still say 忙しかったから朝ごはんを食べませんでした. And that is a formal sentence, right? A more formal sentence. The one combination that sounds odd in Japanese would be to say 忙しかったですから食べなかった, with a long formal form in the first phrase and a short informal form in the second phrase. Generally, the final verb of the sentence casts the tone of the entire utterance. So remember, if you use a long form in the first phrase, you should also use the long form in the second phrase. Okay? Again, there'll be a couple questions up on Canvas for you to answer, and I will see you in class.